Hello lovely friends, my name is Sari Steen and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a look and a review of the new Morphe Lisa Frank palette. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's a little holographic, it's got the little tiger on it, it's super cute, very nostalgic. It opens like a little book and it is a rainbow palette. So it has pretty much everything that you would need. I actually bought this for my daughter for her Christmas present, but wanted to go ahead and make a video off of it, so I stole it for her from this one and then I'll be giving it to her. But I think it's an excellent starter palette just because it has every color you could need just as a starting rainbow palette. And today we're going to test out the quality and the pigment on them. So if that sounds interesting to you, just keep watching. Welcome back! Now that I have you zoomed in, we'll go ahead and get started with today's look. I'm going to start by putting on some of this e.l.f. lip exfoliator. I love this stuff. I got this with the Mint collection from e.l.f. You can check out my video in the description box or in the cards above. I'm just going to let that sit while I do my eyes. Today I want to do something with the pinks, I think, and maybe a little bit of red in the palette. I'm not going to hold it up because it's a really big palette, so I don't want to blind you, but I'm going to start off with the pink colored called Playtime Kittens. I'm just going to tap off the excess, and I'm going to put that as a transition color in my crease. So this is going to be very close to my skin tone, but I'm just going to use it as a transition, since we're going to be using some really loud pinks and reds out of the palette. I can see that on there. Like I said, it is close to my skin tone, but I am getting just a light wash, very natural, of the pink. I'll just do that on the other side as well. Very nice. And I was using my Morphe E506 brush for that. I'm going to go into my Morphe M508 next, and I think I'm going to just go right into this super hot pink called Puppy Love. I've been looking at this since we opened the palette, and I'm going to start this just on my outer corner. Oh wow, that is a vibrant pink. I love it. I'm just kind of using this a little bit as a deepening shade. And I'm going to bring it up over my crease. And just kind of make sure that when I'm looking straight ahead and my eyes are open, you can still see that peeking through a little bit. What a beautiful color. That is great. And I'm not really worried about blending right now. I just want to get the color placed where I want it, and then I'll go back in with my blending brush and a little bit more of that Playtime Kitten shade. So far everything is going on very pigmented. It's very manageable. It's not going all over the place, and these colors are working together really well. So I'm just going to keep placing that on the other side. Again, I'm going to make sure that when my eyes are open and I look straight ahead, I can see that peeking through. I do have hooded eyes, so sometimes I have to make sure a little bit differently from other people that my shadows are actually showing and that they're impactful. I'm really impressed with this pink shade though. I am having to dip into the pan a few times to get it up to the intensity that I like to see, but it is building, so that's okay. I think I'm going to set that one for now, and I'm going to go back into our transition shade, that Playtime Kittens, And I'm just going to go in with my Morphe E506 brush and blend it out just a little bit. And those are playing together very nicely. Might go back in for a little bit of blending later, but right now I just want to go back and intensify that hot pink just a little bit. So I'm going to go back into Puppy Love and just intensify it where I want to see that shade a little bit more. Something like that. So I think next I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to go into the red right above Puppy Love, which is called Buzz. I'm not going to hold up the palette because it's really big and it's holographic and it'll blind you just a little bit. But I'm going to go into this Buzz shade and I'm going to tap off the excess on that and I'm going to go right in under my lower lash line. This does look to be a pretty true red. It doesn't seem to be leaning very pink. But I might intensify it just a little bit with the orange red next to it, which is called Hunter, once I get this placed where I want it to be. Alright, and then I'm going to go into Hunter and just add it in just because I do want there to be a clear change between the pink and the red. So I'm going to use a little bit of the orange just to make it a little bit more of a true red underneath my eye so you can really just see the difference between the two. And so far everything is performing really well. I'm really impressed. The colors are pigmented and they're true to shade in the pan. And they're blending together really well. So we're going to have it a little something like that. I'm going to darken up this red on this side just a little bit. Okay, then I am going to go into one of these shimmers. My daughter insisted that I use the Ballerina Bunny shade, so I'm going to use that on the inner corner, which is a pale pink. And I think I'm going to use this Sasha and Shanty shade and put that on the outer corner to blend into that hot pink. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm just going to go right over this hot pink. And that is not picking up very well at all on my brush. Let me try putting on a little bit of NYX Glitter Primer and see if that helps. So I'm going to just wipe off my brush so we don't have any shimmer on it. Put just a little bit of glitter primer. I'm just going to put that on my eye. Everywhere I want that shimmer to go. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to take that same brush that I just used the primer on and I'm going to dip that right into the shade. And there we go. We're picking up a lot more now. So let's see if that goes on. A little bit better now. Oh yeah, that's going on much better. This is kind of an interesting shade. It's a corally peachy pink. It is blending into that hot pink very nicely. I love pink eyeshadow. This could be a good look for Valentine's Day or for any special occasion or just when you want to feel a little extra cute. Okay, I'm going to wipe off that brush that had that, and just with that same brush that has the glitter primer, I'm going to go into that Ballerina Bunny shade, which is a kind of light pink. This one does look a little bit more like a satin than a true shimmer, so I may go in and top that a little bit, depending on how it's looking once we get it on the lid. That's actually looking really pretty. I am having to go in and out of the pan quite a few times to get this to build up. But again, for a starting makeup, this I think would be a good thing because it would be hard to really overdo it. Okay, and then I'm going to take my blending brush back again. This is again the M506, and I'm going to go back into that hot pink shade that we started with, the Puppy Love shade. And I'm just going to re-intensify it. I feel like with the blending and the glitter primer I lost it just a little bit. And I'm just going to blend that back in to make sure that I still have that hot pink color. Alright, I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm going to go back one more time into the Playtime Kitten shade that we used as a transition. And again, I'm just going to blend around the edges, and I'm actually going to take this around and under my eye as well to blend out that red. Sorry about that, my camera battery went off, so I had to change it, so if anything looks a little bit different, that's why. So what I'm going to do is go back in with my little brush and my NYX glitter primer. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. So I am going to wipe any excess product off of this brush, even though it's going to be used with the same colors. And I'm just going to put a little glitter primer, not too much. And I'm just going to put it everywhere on my lid that the glitter or the shimmer is going to go. Then I'm going to take that same sticky brush and I'm going to go right into Sasha and Shanty, which is the peachy corally shade that we used. Picks up much better with that. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did on the other eye. And I'm just going to wipe that off a little bit, and on the clean side of my brush, I'm going to go back into Ballerina Bunnies, which is that lighter pink. Then I'm going to take my blending brush, this is again the Morphe M506, back into that hot pink Puppy Love shade, and just re-intensify that hot pink that we lost a little bit from our blending and our glitter primer. I'm just going to do that on both sides. Just bring it up a little bit higher. It's a little bit like that. I'm going to wipe off my M508 brush one more time, and I'm just going to go back into the red and orange that are on our bottom lash line and just re-intensify that. Again, that color was Buzz and the orange color was Hunter. I'm getting a little bit of fallout from that red, but nothing too bad. And the last thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of shimmer in my inner corner. For that, I think I'm going to use this Priscilla shade. It might be a little bit dark, so I might need to go over it a little bit with this cream color Rory shade, but I just want to try it. It's such a pretty purpley pink. I'm just going to take it to under my lower lash line just a little bit to try to match it up to the red. Very pretty. I like that. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to take a teeny bit more of the Ballerina Bunny while I'm right here and just touch up that transition between the two colors again. The last thing I'm going to do is just take my blending brush one last time. I'm going to dip it back into Playtime Kittens and just go over everything, mostly the edges, just to make sure that our blends are nice. I'm going to hold the end of my brush to do this, and I'm just using very light pressure. Mostly want to make sure this outer corner where the red and the pink are blending together nicely. I'm going to go under my eye a little bit with that, no additional product. Alright, and I like that. So I'm going to go off camera, put on my mascara, my eyeliner, and something on my lips, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Welcome back! Here's our finished look. I paired the KVD Vegan Beauty Black Glimmer Veil in the shade Wizard with this. I just thought it made it a little bit more edgy, a little bit more grungy, and I really like how it came out together. I think this could work as a Valentine's Day look or even an anti-Valentine's Day look if you're into that. But my thoughts on this palette, I'm actually really impressed. It's blinding you guys a little bit with that holographic. Let's see if I can get it to an angle there where it's not blinding you. But so far, the pigment on these have been really good. They've been very easy to blend and build up. They do take a few dips in the pan to bring them up to full pigment, but I think that's good for a beginner. I think it'll be good for my daughter who's just getting into makeup. And the array of colors in this was really good. I actually am thinking about doing a couple more looks. There were a couple of dark colors on the bottom that I really just want to get into and see how those perform as well. So if you'd be interested in that, just let me know in the comment section below. But overall, I'm impressed. I had a lot of fun playing with this today, and I feel very cute. So hopefully you liked it too. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.